All right, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Panther Stadium at Chapman High School here in Inman, South Carolina, where the reigning 3A state champion Chapman Panthers are set to take on the Wolverines of Woodruff High School in both teams' season openers. Actually coming a week early, it was slated for October 2nd, got flexed up to September 25th, and here we are right in time for the presentation of the colors, or it appears they'll start momentarily. We'll hang tight and wait for them.
Please rise and remove your hat for the presentation of colors by the Chapman High School Air Force ROTC Color Guard. Tonight's color guard consists of Julia Davis, Sam Petty, Caitlin O'Quinn, Jordan Woody, and Chris Frere. Tonight's color guard is commanded by Cadet Cindy Mendoza. Tonight's invitation will be offered by Chapman student Anna Carter. Please remain standing and veterans render a hand salute as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Chapman student Sarah Bryant.
All right, that was one Sarah Brown, excuse me, with that wonderful rendition of the national anthem here in Inman, South Carolina. Just a few minutes removed from kickoff. Clock in the stadium says 7:18. We should be set and ready to go soon. The folks over here at Chapman are usually very, very timely when it comes to this sort of stuff. In the meantime, for those of you who might not be 100% up to date on the situation with Chapman football, I will give you the rundown I was given prior to this game, because I have been a bit out of the loop since I graduated a couple of years ago. But the fallout at Chapman is somewhat similar to what we've seen at LSU, in the sense that after their wonderful championship run last season, the Panthers lost their head coach, Mark Hodge, to a job at Spartan High. He is coaching there now. And their starting quarterback, Michele Colasurdo, graduated as a 3-star recruit and was picked up by Georgia State University. There were some whispers that he might have started in his true freshman year. He was an excellent passer, excellent runner, great all-around player. And stepping in his place is number 17, Drew Settle, making what I believe to be his first career start, and what's definitely going to be an interesting game for two teams that definitely don't know that much about each other. Woodruff not knowing that much about Chapman in particular is going to be something to look at, because with their new head coach, I've heard they call him Coach Cab, nobody's really sure of what to expect. I imagine that Chapman will definitely stay with that spread offense formula that guided them to the championship last year and to that 2016 championship as well. But other than that, it's tough to say exactly what to expect here. And it looks like the Panthers are at least getting ready to take off out of that tunnel. That is certainly a new addition. I remember back when I was here, I don't even know that they had the tunnel, much less the giant Chapman helmet. That is certainly a lot of fun to look at. Oh, but I spoke a little too soon. It looks like we've got the coin toss ready to roll at midfield. Team captains for Chapman are number 17, Drew Settle, number 5, Parker Jolly. Pardon me, that is Andrew Colasurdo at number 5. Number 66, one Gabriel Watson, the senior, and number 19, Camden Gray. You kidding me? And out come the Panthers. Man, they've got a fog machine too. They went all out with the budget this year, and it looks great already. And there come those CHS flags. I tell you, it has been. I graduated in 2018. It's been a while since I've been able to come out to one of these games, but that is a really fresh sight, a really welcome throwback, especially in this day and age where everything is so uncertain. You know, the football season was canceled, and then it was back on, and then it was canceled and back on, and it flipped back and forth for months on end. But finally, it looks like we've gotten everything nailed to the floor. High school football set to return to Inman momentarily. The Chapman Panthers taking on the Woodruff Wolverines, and what the in-game and what the stadium clock says will be 2.5 minutes. Looked like the Panthers are at least going to be receiving the ball to start the game. Until then, hi everyone, I'm your host Luke Ruff, actually going solo tonight. Jenna Brock helped me out with the volleyball game last night, and for those of you who are familiar with some of my work in the arena field, my usual partner in crime, Bob Fitzpatrick, was unavailable today, so it's just going to be me. My dad, Daniel Ruff, is up on the roof above me running the camera, and my brother, Jackson Ruff, is helping him out as well. And in the meantime, looks like the Wolverines are coming out onto the field too. I've got to say, even in these limited capacity crowds, I definitely marvel at how many people they've been able to bring in here. And I think it really just goes to show how much of an impact high school football has on this area. I mean, when there were talks that they were really going to cancel the season, I mean, there was a big and, dare I say, justified uproar. I mean, there were people really, really upset about that. And so, again, great to see that they've gotten all the logistics figured out. Everything's rolling, and Rolling and ready to go here from Inman. Looks like we might actually get started a little bit early. Now, just a fair warning, I'm not entirely sure how this clock situation is going to work out, at least on this stream, because there's only one of me in the booth right now, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do commentary and run the clock and downs at the same time, but we'll give it a whirl. Oh, and we are off. Wow, that caught me off guard. And looks like that returner got out maybe to around the 21-yard line. And that was the junior wide receiver and DB, Tim McClurkin. First and 10 for the Panthers. And there they come. Drew Settle in at quarterback, as we mentioned. Looks like and it's they're starting this out big early. Down the field goes Tim McClurkin on the wide receiver pass. Hey, you know, it's 2020. What other way is there to open up the season? And the wide receiver motion across the formation. Looked like they were just going to run a little pop pass, try and get some cheap yards, and then he sets his feet and tosses it downfield. I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was number 11, Walt Waddell, with the throw. A guy I actually saw play quarterback for the JV team in my senior year. Left-handed, they've got him listed at 6'5" as a wide receiver first, quarterback second. So he's already got one touchdown pass on the game. Oh man, what a way to start it out for the Panthers. All right, and 11:39 here to go in the first quarter. Looks like we're only using 12-minute quarters this time, so. Or wait a second, 12-minute quarters is always used by high school. I don't know what I'm saying. It's been a while since I've done this. So, after one of the fastest opening scores in recent memory, Chapman is up 7-0 after shaving just 21 seconds off that clock, and now the pressure is going to be on this Woodruff offense to not only answer, but I would already lobby to say to really bleed this clock out and just keep the ball out of Chapman's hands, because if that opening play was any indication, the Panthers are going to be able to score quickly just like they have in years past, and that is always something that is just unbelievably formidable when you're staring down Chapman from that visiting sideline. And here we go. Kick is up. All the way back into the end zone, and that was number 2, Cameron Richards, receiving the kick for Woodruff, but he just calls a touchback. So, and out come the Wolverines of Woodruff, only to the 20. Looks like their starting quarterback is going to be number 15. That is Carson Tucker, according to my roster. And we've got a corner blitz already for the Panthers. That was number 5 trying to get in there quick. Didn't quite pay off, and now we've got number 1 for the Wolverines just hightailing it downfield. That was Shamir Dendy, listed as a running back and a cornerback right there, and I believe that was Andrew Colacerto, the linebacker, not corner, pardon me, coming in there on the blitz early, and They almost had it. He dove in there right at the last second, and then he was just able to make a miss and get about 15 on that play. First down and 10 for the Wolverines, and it's another handoff to Denny, and this time he stopped well in the backfield by a host of Panthers. So the Wolverines and the Panthers trading blows early here. That'll bring up second down and 14 for Woodruff. And we've got flags early. Chapman signaling that Woodruff jumped early, and they did. False start on the Wolverines, going to bring up second down and 19 now. Ooh, and that really hurts, especially this early, already down by 7. Just not even a minute and a half into the game and already faced with a second down and 19. I mean, to say this isn't how Woodruff drew things up is an understatement. But explosive plays aren't too tough to come by in high school. May not see one here, though. It's a tunnel screen out to number 7 of Woodruff, and the Panther secondary is able to converge there right at the 35-yard line. It'll set up a third down and 15. And if I had to guess, the Wolverines aren't going to try anything super crazy here. They might just attempt to play field position and see if their defense can stop Chapman on this next drive out. But you never do know, especially in the opening game of a young season. These coaches have been liable to do just about anything so far. And just another quick screen here. And he got some nice yardage. I think the Panthers were playing a little bit off. I believe that was number 2, Cameron Richards, on the reception for the Wolverines. And they'll call it a gain of 9 yards, so not too bad, but it's not enough to pick up the first down for sure. And on their opening drive, after a great opening play, the Wolverines drive stalls right at the 45-yard line. And they're set to punt back to the Panthers. And we've got more flags. Okay, that's interesting. I believe that is Woodruff's quarterback in to punt this one. And, wow, we've got another flag on Woodruff now. That'll make it 4th and 11. Kick is up. It's a high one, and the receiver just calls for a fair catch. And that'll be that for the opening possession of the Woodruff Wolverines. Brings up a first down and 10 for the Chapman Panthers right on the 40-yard line. So already not too far to go before they hit pay dirt. We'll see what happens on this drive. Maybe Drew Settle will actually get to throw a pass. Walt Waddell all the way. They've got him in the slot, actually. You usually see the shorter receivers in the slot. Interesting to see someone of his stature all the way out there, but it doesn't matter. That's a quick halfback screen to number 3, who's shoved out of bounds after gaining 8 yards. Looks to be Carlos Parks for the Panthers. Going to bring up second down and 2. And it's another handoff to Parks, and he is able to pick up the first down. Oh, Woodruff is signaling that there was a fumble on that one. No signal from the officials quite yet. And Woodruff is insistent that this is their ball. And they're going to say the Panthers retain possession. I think the officials were trying to figure out the placement on that one. Going to bring up third down in inches. And the Panthers motioning over to a very tight formation. And Settle's going to throw for this. And it is caught. Pass was a little high, but it was able to be reeled in by the receiver right there. Past the sticks. And the Panthers avoid an early fourth down situation. Set up 1st and 10. Ball on the Woodruff 49. And Settle in an empty backfield right now. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised to see him take off. Or no, it's going to be a quick swing out to Parks. And he is going down the sidelines. And they run him out right around the 25-yard line. Great play design there by the Panthers. Again, it had me fooled. As soon as I saw that empty backfield, I figured Settle was going to be taking off, and I suppose it fooled the Wolverines as well. Got a handoff to a new player. This is number 6. Derek Miller, I believe. Isn't able to make quite as much progress as Parks on that run up the middle. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. And Settle looking over to the sideline there briefly. Looks like he got everything sorted out. He's got all day to throw, chunking it deep. And we've got a receiver tackled at the goal line. That's number 7, Tim McClurkin again. Already having a nice day. And the Panthers look to be subbing out some of their smaller players for some bigger ones. I imagine they're going to try to go to a run package down here. Going to bring up 1st and goal. Looking to go up 14-0. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. Oh, and it's an outside run to, is that Parks? Yes, it is. And Woodruff was ready for that one. I think they're going to force him out of bounds at the 6-yard line. So actually a loss of 2 there. Going to bring up 2nd down and goal. And the Panthers making, that is a big substitution. They were bringing out a lot of bodies on that one. 2nd down and goal, and it looks like they've gone to an even heavier set. And Woodruff's defensive line looks to be complementing that. Oh, yeah, they are in a jumbo formation if I've ever seen one right here. And it's a wildcat run for the quarterback, and that's in! That is Andrew Colasurdo, the linebacker, coming in, taking the snap. Shades of Cam Newton. If you saw that Sunday night game against the Seahawks, I believe the Patriots called that play 3 or 4 times and scored at least twice. Just a quarterback draw, put your biggest guys on the line and have the guy that catches the ball just follow him into the end zone, and it works to perfection there. Panthers able to go up 13-0 with 6:45 left in the opening quarter. Kick is up, almost blocked, but they're able to get that one off. Panthers up 14-0 over the Wolverines. Still 6:45 left in the opening act. All right, we're going to try opening up the windows here a little bit to see if we can hear some background noise. I was told it sounded like a sound booth in here. A little quiet on the stream, so we'll try everything out and hope I don't disturb anybody outside. Chapman set to send this one deep, kicking from the 40-yard line. And Woodruff's just going to let that one bounce into the end zone. Landed right in the center of that C. And the Wolverines are set to take over at the 20-yard line. So the Wolverines looking to bounce back from not only an early deficit, but a drive that started out pretty promising with a great run by Dendy out of the backfield on that opening play, and then everything just stalled out. You had a loss of 4, then a false start that got Woodruff to a 2nd and 19, and at that point they just kind of pulled the plug on that drive. tried to play a little field position and defense, and it didn't work out. But this is Dendy again with some tough running, and he doesn't have a ton to show for it, but he gets the Wolverines some much-needed yardage. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7, and the Wolverines moving pretty quickly here. Took a bit to get the play in. Quarterback all alone in the backfield. He's going to look to throw just a quick out to his receiver. Nobody home for the Panthers, and he's got some room. And great job by Carson Tucker to recognize that soft coverage and just get the ball out quickly on that hitch route. And the star of that play was definitely the receiver. They were able to turn what probably would have been a 5-yard gain into a gain of about 20 or so, it looks like. Ball's going to be placed at the Woodruff 48-yard line, 1st and 10. And just a quick swing out to Shamir Dendy. Tried to hurdle. He had to hurdle his own man. Cameron Richards fell over there, and Dendy had to jump over him en route to what looks to be just a 2-yard gain. And they'll call it a gain of 4, actually, so it sets up a 2nd down and 6 for the Wolverines. Clock is ticking, 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in the opening quarter, and Woodruff looks to be having some trouble getting the play in, and they've got to call a timeout to avoid a delay of game. It looks like we've got some kind of stoppage here. And I'm not sure what that was about. But the referees are rolling the clock once again. About to go under 5 minutes, actually. And, oh, that's a backwards pass. No, they call it incomplete. Carson Tucker dodging a bullet there. Panthers might have been able to jump on top of that one, but the referees call it incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6. Just tried a little swing pass to Dendy, and the accuracy not quite there. You have to wonder if Woodruff's getting a little flustered. And even in this reduced capacity crowd, you can hear the cowbells. One of the signatures here at Panther Stadium. Looking to make as much noise as they can. I believe the stadium is about at right around 25% capacity. Not quite as loud as it usually is, but still getting some noise made here in Inman. And looks like it paid off. He's going to be tackled right down at the sticks. Good job by Tucker getting the ball out quickly into the open man, but it's going to bring up 4th down and inches. Receiver just needed to extend his route a little further. Yeah, when you're running stop routes like that, especially on 3rd down, you always have to make an effort to cross the sticks before you turn around, not after. Or cross the sticks after you turn around, not before, excuse me. Start coming back to the ball once you've already made it past the line to gain. Receiver failed to do that, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and inches. Or is it? They're going to bring out the chain gain here. It looked like 4th and inches to me. That's what we'll put on the graphic for now. We'll wait and see. And that is definitely short. 6 inches or so, but short nonetheless. It will be 4th down and inches. And the Wolverines subbing on some big players, including Shamir Dendy. Looks like this is going to be a Wildcat run, so taking a page out of the Panthers playbook. We'll see what happens. And hang on, 8 is wide open. The Panthers don't see him. Oh, and I think Chapman called a timeout. Something. Wow, crisis averted there. 8 was wide. Oh! I don't know that Dendy got it. Woodruff is saying that he did. Chapman is saying that he didn't. No signal from the officials. I don't know that I've ever seen 2 measurements in a row, but that might be what it comes to here. If Dendy didn't get that 1st down, he sure got close. Nobody's subbing in or out yet. And here we go. This is the first time I've ever seen 2 consecutive measurements. We're going to see how this turned out for the Wolverines. And it's short. He might have gotten 4 inches on that play. Wow, so a turnover on downs for the Wolverines gives the ball back to Chapman with a chance to go up 21-0 before the first quarter is even over. Man, you could not have scripted this any better for Chapman. Everything has gone their way to this point. 4 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first quarter right now. Drew Settle with 3 receivers to his right, fakes the handoff, and he's going to roll, looking deep. Oh, and he was hit as he threw. Just couldn't get that ball down far enough for the completion. Had a man all alone, but just wasn't able to connect there. 2nd down and 10. Derek Miller was the running back in on that play. And same formation here for the Panthers. Receivers bunched together a little bit more tightly, and this is Miller receiving the handoff, and Woodruff was ready for that one. Miller did what he could after contact was met right near the line to get right near the original line of scrimmage, excuse me. And then they're going to say he got out to the 45 of the Panthers. Going to bring up 3rd down and 8. So definitely an important play for the Wolverines. They need to stop Chapman here, and they're going to be able to do it. Settle just couldn't get settled down there. Overthrew Walt Waddell, who again is listed at 6'5". So if you overthrow someone of his height, that thing had to be way up in the air, and it's going to bring out the punting team for Chapman. Even the Panthers, in all their offensive glory, are not gutsy enough to go for a 4th and 8 on their own 45. Very treacherous territory indeed. So, Panthers out set to punt. And Cameron Richards back to receive for the Wolverines. Panthers didn't even take a minute off the clock on that drive. Only 3:44 left to go in the opening quarter. Whoa, and it's a high snap, corralled, and it's a high kick, but he did manage to get it off. He's only going to gain, oh man, that punt might have netted 10 yards. Oh, it was a high snap. Pressure got in there early for the Wolverines, and then it was all down the hill from there. Credit to the punter, who is not on my roster. We'll work on getting you a name there. Credit to him just to get that one out of harm's way. Shaves a few seconds off the clock. Going to bring up a 1st down and 10 for the Wolverines. 3:34 left to go in quarter number 1. And Andrew Colasurdo had the interception in his hands and he dropped it. We'll say he batted it down. Carson Tucker, the quarterback, dodging a bullet there, tried to roll out to his right. I honestly don't know that he ever saw Colasurdo coming. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. Wolverines making sure they've got all their X's and O's checked. Carson Tucker shifts from Dendy over to the other side of the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Dendy, who, he was met at the line, and then with some tough running, might have gotten 3 yards to set up a 3rd down, and looks like he fell forward at the end. We'll call it a 3rd down and 6. And we've got an injured Panther down on the field. And they're stretching him out already. Looks like it's a cramp. And he is up Good to see he's still ready. Or not necessarily ready to play, I'd say, but he is up on his feet, walking off the field on his own power. Can't quite make out the numbers. Jersey's a bit bunched up. We'll work on getting that to you. But until then, the Woodruff Wolverines have a 3rd and 6 to deal with. Their longest play was their opener, where Shamir Dendy kind of just broke free after a missed tackle by Andrew Colacerdo. And since then, it has been tough sledding, to say the least. They got one pass play off for about 20 yards, and other than that, not much. Oh, and a great throw by Carson Tucker under pressure, hitting his receiver on the corner route well past the sticks. Had a free rusher coming in right at the very tail end of that play, but credit to Tucker to be able to get that ball out of his hand quickly. And oh no, they're going to say that was incomplete. It looked to me like the receiver was able to get 1 foot down in bounds, but I guess Tucker led him too far to the outside, and Woodruff is going to have to punt again. And he had all day to get that kickoff. This is number 2 for the Panthers. Wasn't able to get very far on that return. And the Panthers special teams unit is going to trot off the field to be replaced by their offense. 1st down and 10. Again, another very, very concise drive by the Wolverines this time. Just 2:46 left in the opening quarter now. I believe they only took off about 50 seconds on that drive. So after some scoring early, both teams starting to settle down a little bit, it looks like. 2 receivers on either side of the field for Drew Settle. He's going to hand it off. No, it's a play-action pass right down the seam to Walt Waddell. Great ball placement by Settle to be able to fit that one in there. Going to be a gain of around 20 for the Panthers. Ball's going to go down to the 43-yard line, and the Panthers, they don't look to be going quite as fast as they used to when Hodge was coaching, but still with some urgency. Or got a flag that was picked up, so it looks like that slowed things down a little bit. Till then, 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Ball's going to be fired up to the 43-yard line with the Panther. Touchdown.
All right, we got everything sorted out. Chain gang's ready to go. Panthers ready to go. Woodruff's ready to go. 1st down and 10. Settle back to pass. Looking over the middle again. They forgot Waddell again. I'm not sure if it was the same play all around, but he hit Waddell on the same route on the same side of the field. Just another seam down that college hash. That was something else. And they're going to hand this one off to Parks. And Woodruff was prepared for that one. Going to be a gain of 4.
Going to make it around 27. From 2nd and 7.
And they'll call it 2nd and 7, actually. Three receivers, including the red-hot Waddell. Oh, we've got a major miscommunication here. Okay, Woodruff's got it sorted out to an extent, but there's still no safety deep. And I think Settle recognized it, but he didn't have anybody going deep on that play. So he just throws a quick out to Walt Waddell in the slot there. And they're going to call that a 1st down. It was very close to the sticks. Would have set up a 3rd and inches or so, but the referees give the Panthers the 1st down, and Panthers getting to the line very quickly. Receiver stacks on either side now, but they were just kind of trying to spread things out for Parks to take off again. Got 5 or 6 on that run. And that is something you'll see a lot with these spread teams. They'll put their receivers in stacked formations all the way on the other side of the field just to make sure the DBs are as far away from the offensive box as possible, which gives the running backs a little bit more room to operate if they break things to the outside. 2nd down and 5 now. Parks has the ball again, and he's going straight up the middle for a Panther touchdown. We do have a flag. We'll see what that's for. Flag was thrown right around the goal line. I'm I'm really not sure what this one could be. And looks like it was on the Wolverines and declined. And yep, scoreboard is updated. Panthers go up by 20 after the touchdown run by Carlos Parks. Senior running back making an impact early.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Panthers being forced on the kick.
Number 21 back to kick for Chapman. And it's good.
Montgomery kick is good. 54 seconds still in the first quarter. Panthers 21, Wolverines 0.
That is Ricky Montalvo. He'll be covering kicking and punting duties for the Panthers tonight, but so far the Panthers haven't had to do much punting. 4 drives and 3 touchdowns to show for it all. And the Wolverines have to find something here on this drive, because I've seen in the past, once the Panthers get up, especially after the first quarter and going into the second quarter, they do not let off the gas like some of these pro teams do. They will keep hammering it until that clock hits triple zeros, and you can see some very lopsided scores. Oh, and it looks like there was a personal foul on that touchdown. The touchdown stood, but the Wolverines elected to have the 15-yard penalty enforced on the kickoff, so the Panthers will be kicking the ball from their own 25-yard line, so the Wolverines will have very good field position unless Montalvo is able to get a generational kickoff here. We'll see how things play out. Panthers up 21-0 with just under 55 seconds left in quarter number 1. Montalvo's kick is long and low. It is fielded by Cameron Richards at the Wolverines' 25-yard line. And he gets it out to around the 37. So a nice little return there. Good drive starter. And the Wolverines have some solid field position as their offense comes back out onto the field for what will be their 4th drive of the game. So far, the Wolverines still have yet to cross the Panthers' 40-yard line. Chapman's defense has been playing lights out so far. Again, I believe only 2 plays of over 20 yards, or even over 15 yards for that matter, for the Wolverines to this point. Only 5 men in the box, so if you want to run this up the middle, you might be able to. And it's going to be a play-action pass, but Tucker has to roll out, and it doesn't work. Not quite fast enough to outrun that Panthers defensive line. Number 61. And Tucker goes down well behind the line of scrimmage. We'll call that 2nd down and 19, if not 2nd and 20. And Woodruff has been in this position before. There's about a half-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. They can snap this if they want to, or they can run it out, and they do snap it, and they're just going to hand it off to Shamir Dendy, who tries to spin around, but he got a little too cute there, and the Panthers take him down in the backfield for yet another loss. Number 19, the senior Camden Gray, in on the tackle to close out the first quarter. Panthers up 21-0 after the conclusion of the opening act. We'll be back with second quarter action from Inman, South Carolina here shortly. All right, and we're back with 12 minutes to go in the start of the second quarter. That's one thing you gotta love about high school football. No commercials, no crazy. Oh my! Wow, the Wolverines doing nothing but going backwards on that drive. The Panthers defense going ballistic. Andrew Colasurdo, I believe, in on that sack. It's gonna bring up 4th and a mile. Man, I'm not even sure how far that is. We'll call it 4th and 25. 4th and 27 is the call. So the Wolverines, on what could have been a much-needed response drive, lose 17 yards on 3 plays. 2 sacks and a run that went backwards. Panthers defense looking as formidable as ever right now. Gets a nice punt off. Goes down to the 40-yard line. So Chapman's going to have very good field position to start out this drive. 1st and 10. Chapman looking to extend their lead even further. And so far, there does not appear to be any sort of hangover from that state championship run. Even with the new coaching staff and new quarterback, the Panthers are looking just as much like the well-oiled machine that we saw last year. And looks like we've got a substitution. Oh, they're going Wildcat again. That's the linebacker, Andrew Colasurdo, brother of McKaylee Colasurdo, who is here at the game today. I saw him earlier. And that was a very, very strange. I think that was supposed to be a read option, but 16 didn't get in the backfield fast enough. So Colasurdo was just kind of waiting on him for him to get there, and during that time that elapsed, the defensive line was able to get into the backfield and shut that one down before it really even got started. Panthers getting a little fancy there to start things out, but settles back into quarterback now, looking to go back to the fundamentals here. Settle back to throw, and it's a tunnel screen out to the receiver on the far side, on the near side of the field, and he's able to get down right to the sticks, going to bring up at least 2nd and inches, if not 3rd and inches, if not another 1st down. And the Panthers really picking up the pace here. They'll call that 3rd and 1. And snap is off. That's Carlos Parks going up the middle again. Stretches out to the sideline. Touchdown, Panthers. That didn't take long. The senior running back with his 2nd consecutive scoring drive. 12 points accounted for already for Carlos Parks. And now Ricky Montalvo out to kick this extra point and put the Panthers up 28-0 with 10 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And that kick is up and good. Panthers up 28-0 over the Woodruff Wolverines. I tell you, the Chapman Panthers are making it look easy right now, and especially for Woodruff. Honestly, if I were in their shoes, I think I'd try and go ahead and call 3 plays right now on the sideline. So that way, when my offense gets out there, we can run 3 plays in rapid succession, just to try and catch this Panthers defense off guard even a little bit, because what they've been doing so far offensively, it looks like Chapman has game planned for very, very well. I would not be surprised to see, I think above all else, you have to get some kind of quick screen off or a hitch just to get Carson Tucker's passer rating, or not his passer rating, but just to get some completions in for him. He has had a very rough start here, so priority number 1 has to be establishing the offensive line in the passing game, getting Carson Tucker into something of a rhythm here. And then after that, I wouldn't be surprised to see a trick play, honestly, to try and get some points on the board or some quick yardage. Because again, the Wolverines just 2 minutes into the second quarter and already struggling to find some answers. And they're going to call that one a touchback. just snuck over the goal line. And the Wolverines are going to bring that one out to the 20. No time comes off the clock there. Carson Tucker still in at quarterback. Shamir Dendy, who is on the few touches he's gotten, he's been able to get some yardage. It just hasn't been that consistent. But again, I would not at all be surprised to see some kind of quick pass attempt here for Tucker here, just to try and get him into something of a rhythm. And it's a toss out to Dendy. And it looks like they caught the Panthers off guard there. Dendy, wow, trucks a man. And the Wolverines really scrambling back to the line of scrimmage now. And slowing down the tempo a little bit after picking up that first down. Everyone looking over to the sideline. But it looks like the play is in already. 3 receivers and a tight end, the personnel grouping for the Wolverines. Snap is off. It's another handoff to Dendy, who makes the man miss in the backfield, but he trips on his way back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard and bring up 2nd and 11. Maybe he used up all his star power for that play in the opening act when he spun out of the grasp of a defender. Great play there, and just couldn't keep his footing after the fact. Fell down a little short of the original line of scrimmage, but slot receiver for the Wolverines is completely uncovered. The Panthers need to adjust quickly. And I don't know that Tucker saw it. He's looking deep and was hit as he threw. That one was overthrown by a good 8 to 10 yards. Man, Tucker had a completion in his back pocket, and I don't think he saw it. A missed opportunity there for the Wolverines. I believe that was Cameron Richards in the slot, and there was nobody within 15 yards of him. And so instead of an easy completion and a catch and run for what could have been a first down, and Richards is uncovered again on 3rd and 11. If they run some kind of bubble screen to him, or no, the Panthers look like they've got it back under control. They motion the safety, and it looks like Andrew Colacerto is going to be kind of playing for him a little bit too. Richards was wide open on the wheel route, but it doesn't matter. They've got number 8 down the seam. It's a foot race to the end zone. He's making men miss. To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Wolverines. 2 receivers open there for the Wolverines on that play. Richards and number 8. Let me see if I can get that number. Looks to be Zy Scott, the senior receiver. Man, and a much-needed response score for Woodruff. 9 minutes and 4 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Wolverines finally on the board. They do not have 7 yet, should be 6, pending the result of this PAT. And it was low, but no good. Panthers might have gotten a piece of that one at the line, so they remain up by 22. Woodruff only comes away with 6 points on that possession, but a very, very much needed touchdown, and a long touchdown at that. Looked to be some kind of breakdown in the Panthers secondary there, and complemented by a good throw from quarterback Carson Tucker. That one went to the house. And what a great catch and run, too, by Zy Scott. I think he reeled that one in around the 40-yard line and got in a foot race all the way to the end zone. Made some men miss. A very, very much needed response for Woodruff, and a pretty good-looking way to pull it off, too. They've still got a big deficit to come back from, down 22. They've got plenty of time, but their defense is going to need to come up with a stop here. Parks and McClurkin back to receive this kick, but it's high and short. McClurkin fields it at the 20-yard line. He's going upfield past the 30, and he won't get much further. Out to maybe the 31-yard line. We'll set up 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Yeah, they really kicked that one high and short. I think they were trying to keep it out of the hands of McClurkin, but he was able to come upfield and grab it anyway. Didn't get that much done on the return, though. Gain of about 10 yards. Panthers out to the 31-yard line. So some pretty good field position again, as 3 receivers, including McClurkin, Flex out to Settle's left. And Settle's going to roll to the right. He tucks it. He's going to take off, making some men miss. Ooh, and a big hit. He gets right up, but he took a big shot, and he might have... Oh, and they're going to say he gained 5, 2nd and 5. Looked to me like he only gained 1, but I was looking at the wrong line on the field. So 2nd and 5, Panthers moving very quickly. And they're going to hand this one off. And we've got a flag down after a gain of about 2. We'll check the penalty. Holding on the Panthers. That's going to push them back. And Settle already marching backward. The offensive line following in suit. Will bring up a 2nd down and 15. So now Woodruff defensively in good position, but they've got to find a way to capitalize. Chapman has had no issue popping off big plays, and Woodruff has had difficulty containing them, especially deep down the middle of the field. Definitely look for Walt Riddell to try and run another one of those seam routes. If 5 blitzes, Walt Waddell is going to be wide open. And Waddell runs a wheel route, but Settle flips it out to the other side of the field. And can't tell who caught that, but he got back to the original line of scrimmage to set up 3rd down and 10.
And Cooper on the reception. Takes it back to the 30. The 3rd again to the Panthers.
2 safeties deep for the Wolverines. Settle looking to throw. He's got some time. A nice pancake block by one of his offensive linemen. He's just going to dump this one down. I believe that was Carlos Parks. No, it's Tim McClurkin. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage. We do have a flag. And the referee signal for 4th down. And another holding call against the Panthers. Penalty is declined. Going to bring up 4th down, and they'll call it 4th and 10, but a pivotal stop for the Wolverines. Man, did they need that. And now the momentum's starting to shift a little bit. The Wolverines getting their feet back under them to an extent. Cameron Richards back to receive this punt from Ricky Montalvo. If he can get a nice return here, the Wolverines will be in good hands moving forward. 7.5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Oh, and Montalvo waited a little bit to kick that one. He got hit as it came off of his foot. No flags, but that one had to go high and out of the way of the blockers, and he didn't get much distance on that one either. Tough to say where they're going to mark it. I think they're going to say it went out of bounds at the Woodruff 44, it looks like. At the 45-yard line of Woodruff, so the Wolverines catching some breaks here in the middle of the 2nd quarter. How will the Panthers defense respond after giving up that long touchdown? You know the coaching staff could not have been too happy about that. Now they've got 2 safeties deep looking to make sure nobody gets behind the defense again. It's a play-action pass. Tucker is going to have to roll out. Tries to make a man miss, but he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go for the Wolverines that time. Protection broke down early. Some rushers came in unblocked, and the Wolverines didn't have much of a chance there. 2nd down and 10. They're getting to the line quickly. Checking the play, they're going to motion Richards over to the slot on Tucker's left. And we've got flags. Not sure what these are for. The play clock is at 12, so it couldn't be a delay of game. And they're going to wave that one off, whatever it was. Remains 2nd and 10. 6:53 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Wolverines down by 22, but with possession of the ball and some momentum. Tucker's going to motion Dendy to the other side of the backfield. Same formation as last time. Protection not holding up at all. That was number 44 for the Panthers with the sack and the pressure. I mean, this offensive line has got to change up the blocking scheme because that is twice on this drive. 2 plays in a row where some rushers have come in just completely unblocked from the outside. Tucker has not had a chance. They've got to do a better job of keeping him upright. Loss of 4 on that play, 3rd down and 14, and now it's getting loud. That momentum Woodruff had is all but gone. They need some kind of response here. And another, Colasurdo came through unblocked. Oh, and a great throw there by Tucker. Had to roll to his right to avoid the pressure being brought on by Colasurdo. They have had major difficulty blocking that left side of the defense tonight, but Tucker might have found the cure. Just roll away from the pressure, delivers a great throw downfield, but it looks like we've got a Wolverine down. As it stands, a 1st down after a gain of 15 yards. And he is up and on his feet, walking off on his own power. Might have just gotten a little bit shaken up there. So after a very rough and tumble opening to this drive, Carson Tucker is able to roll out, get a nice completion in, set up a 1st down and 10 situation for the Wolverines at the Panthers' 40-yard line. And the Wolverines looked like they were ready to go, but now they're making some adjustments at the line. And Tucker going to throw a screen out to the near side. And he's still going! Oh my! Wow, that was an impressive play. It looked like they had, I believe that was number 8, yes. Number 8, Zy Scott with another big reception on the tunnel screen. It looked like they had him contained about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, but credit to Scott just keeping his feet going. The Panthers tried for some leg tackles. They did not pay off. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. 1st and goal, actually. Woodruff knocking on the door. 4:56 and ticking, and we've got a timeout. Chapman taking a defensive timeout after giving up that big 1st down play. As it stands now, it looks to be, as not 1st and goal, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, so a gain of 28 on a screen pass. Chapman's defensive coordinators, none too happy about that, I'm sure. And Chapman making a few personnel changes, some bigger bodies coming onto the field to stop any, or try and stop any potential rushes that Woodruff might throw their way. Shamir Dendy is checking back into the game. He was out for a little bit on that drive. And Carson Tucker, I didn't see him there for a second, but there he is. Still in the shotgun, got 2 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. Woodruff has been using a tight end all game, but so far they haven't targeted them yet. We'll see if they do here. And Tucker back to throw. It's a slant route. Oh, and just a little too high. Zy Scott, the intended receiver, he had the look he wanted, but the coverage was good. That pass was going to have to be high and to the inside, and Tucker just puts it out of reach of Zy Scott. 2nd down and 10. Again, a bit surprised we haven't seen the tight ends for Woodruff make any sort of impact yet, especially down here in the red zone. You'd think that would be where they look, but tight end's on the left side of the field, and Tucker didn't even look to the left. He was going right the whole time. Tucker back to pass. Protection breaks down. Oh, I think that was intentional. Looks to be a screen. And, well, whatever it was, it got Woodruff another touchdown. Shamir Dendy catching the swing pass out of the backfield. And Woodruff now with 12 unanswered. 4:40 left to go in the second quarter. Again, I'm not sure if that breakdown in protection was intentional or not, but regardless, there was some pressure right in Tucker's face, and he was able to get another pass off, this time to Shamir Dendy, who just takes off upfield, gets right into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. And Woodruff takes a timeout after that touchdown. Guess they didn't have their personnel right for the PAT, or maybe they're going for two and want to discuss the play they're going to run. We will see. They did miss the last PAT they attempted. I think Chapman might have tipped it at the line, and it was low and to the right. Panthers still up 28-12. I forgot to, that's the second quarter. I forgot to change the quarter on there. And Woodruff breaking the huddle. It looks like they will be going for two here. And the Wolverines really loading up that right side of the field. 3 receivers and a running back. Only the tight end on the left. Panthers looking to the sideline, trying to get this formation figured out. Looks like everyone's set and ready to roll. And Tucker's going to roll to his right. Easy 2-point conversion there. Zy Scott with the reception. And the second quarter, or at least the back half of it, has really belonged to the Wolverines after Chapman jumped out to a quick 28-0 lead. Woodruff has clawed their way back into this one, to the tune of a great defensive stop and 2 really, really important touchdown drives. And now, Wolverines back within striking distance. Again, they'll need another stop from their defense, though. Wolverines set to send this one deep. Looks to be Carlos Parks and Tim McClurkin back to receive once more. Kick is off. Only a 4-step walk-up on that kickoff. McClurkin fields this one at the 15. And he's up past the 30. Still going. He's loose! Heading down the sideline. Out past the 50. We've got a flag. He made it to the Woodruff 48. We'll see what happened there at the tail end of that. As it stands, a 42-yard kickoff return for McClurkin, and the Panthers are going to march this one back a little bit. Looks like some kind of hold. And ball's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. So pretty good field position for Chapman. 4 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the first half. Now remember, Chapman did receive here, so if Woodruff can stop Chapman here, get the ball back with around 3 or 4 minutes to go, score on that drive, and then get the ball to start the second half and score there, they can tie this game up. And Settle looking to throw a screen out to Parks, and Woodruff was ready for that one. Parks making some men miss, but just had to do what he could to get back to the original line of scrimmage there. Might have lost a yard, or no, they're going to say he gained one. 2nd down and 9. And And Settle snaps that one. A long read option hand. Oh no! Settle swings it out to number 16, who is tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Might have gained 2. We'll call that 3rd and 7. Yeah, that was an interesting play there. An RPO, it looked like. Settle acted like he was going to hand that one off to Parks. Kind of thought about it there for a second, saw what the defense was doing, didn't think the run would quite work out, and then swung it out to his receiver. But Woodruff was ready on all sides. 3rd and 7 here for the Panthers. 2 receivers on either side of the field. Parks in the backfield. And Settle looking to his left, throws to his left, and McClurkin, again, just a gain of about 2 yards. Woodruff's defense holds. 4th down and 4. And the Panthers are going to send on their punting unit. Clock is running, and I'm sure they're going to try to take as much time off as they can. Just under 3 minutes to go. So, again, the Wolverines with an opportunity to double up. And let me reiterate here, this is probably the most important drive of the game for either team once Woodruff gets this ball back. Because if they score on this drive, assuming Chapman doesn't fake this punt and pick up a 1st down, and Montalvo's kick is off, it's a high, it's a good one, and Richards really has to backpedal, and that one goes out of bounds around the 12-yard line. So Woodruff, with exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, is going to have their work cut out for them if they want to score here. Again, 150 seconds is an eternity in high school football, but the importance of this drive. So Chapman won the coin toss, I assume, and elected to receive. On that opening drive, they ran a receiver pass from Walt Waddell to Tim McClurkin, who took it into the end zone almost untouched for an easy touchdown on the opening play from scrimmage. But because Chapman elected to receive the kick, Woodruff is going to be getting the ball to start the second half. So if they can score here as time expires and go up 20 and get the score to 21-28, and then score on their first drive out of the half, they can put up 14 points without Chapman even getting a chance to possess the ball again. But all that is going to hinge on the arm of Carson Tucker, I believe. He's going to swing this one out to Shamir Dendy. We've got a flag, probably a hold. Just trying to get a quick completion in, and they accomplished that much, but Dendy wasn't able to get much more done after that. I think they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. And we're going to check that flag. I'm not quite sure what it was. They're moving this one upfield. Looks to have been on Chapman. And had to be some kind of personal foul. They are moving that one way up to the 30-yard line. So Woodruff catching a nice break to start this drive out. Panthers not really rushing very hard. He's got Richards one-on-one with a safety, and Richards is able to climb the ladder and reel that ball in at the 50-yard line. Chapman has got to get their feet back under them defensively. Man, great throw and catch by Carson Tucker to Cameron Richards. And now Richards is all alone in the slot. Or no, they're sending a safety over to guard him. Or no, Richards is one-on-one with the linebacker, and Tucker's not looking his way. He's looking down the sideline, had a man open, and just couldn't connect. Looked like the receiver zigged when he should have zagged. He cut to the inside, and Tucker was thrown to the outside. Ooh, that could have been a big gain, and Woodruff's just not able to capitalize on that one. 2nd down and 10. And again, yeah, that is Cameron Richards one-on-one with number 44, a linebacker. So you run some kind of pick play here. I imagine Richards is going to be all alone on the sideline. And again, Tucker's looking to his right. Dumps it off to Shamir Dendy. Wow! Breaking a tackle around 8 yards down the field, spins out of it, and gets even further. Gain of 12 or 13. Picks up the 1st down for Woodruff, and more importantly, gets out of bounds. 1:41 left. And we've got a timeout. And Chapman having to call a defensive timeout. Again, I'm not really sure what the personnel mix-ups have been on their end. because Woodruff hasn't come out with any strange-looking formations. It's been what they've run to this point. Oh, and they're going to say that Dendy went out of bounds as he was spinning, going to bring up 3rd and 1 instead of 1st and 10. And they shaved 2 seconds off the clock as well, 1:39 left to go. But Chapman, I can't attest to what they're running defensively. But if they're running some exotic stuff that's causing a few mix-ups in the secondary, they might need to look into going back to just some base coverages. And Woodruff, I'm sure, with 1:39 left to go in this one, they've got 2 timeouts, but I imagine they've got 2 or 3 plays called here. Or no, this is going to be a wildcat. Or no, there's Carson Tucker was hiding behind some of his offensive linemen, breaking the huddle there. 3rd down and 1 for the Wolverines. Panthers have only 6 men in the box. And Panthers defense looking much more in sync now. Everyone accounted for. And Denny tries to break this one to the outside. Can he get there? Yes, but he will not get that much further. Down to the 35-yard line. He's able to pick up the 1st down, but the Panthers defense is also able to prevent a big play. Gain of around 6 or so. Clock is rolling. Yes, there we go. 1:25 and counting for the Wolverines. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, you can just see all the receivers accounted for. They all have a guy in front of them now. Oh, and that one is way off the mark. Pass sailed on Tucker, and it's intercepted. And he might go the distance. And number 9 of Woodruff is able to shove him out of bounds. Man, what a turnaround for the Panthers. Right as Woodruff was driving with a chance to double up before halftime. Just an errant throw by Carson Tucker. Ball might have came out of his hand in a strange manner, or he might have been throwing to a receiver that ran the wrong route. I'm not totally sure what happened, but the outcome remains the same. It's a huge interception. And now the Panthers, with 62 seconds left in the first half, have an opportunity to score and get the lead back to 21. So after a second half that, for the most part, has belonged to Woodruff, Chapman looking to get back on their feet. What Waddell sneaks past the defense. Pass was a bit underthrown, but he's able to get down to the 4-yard line, and that might actually serve to help the Panthers a bit. Because since Waddell didn't score, they now have an opportunity to run more time off the clock and make sure Woodruff doesn't get another chance to possess the ball. 50 seconds and counting, and I would imagine the Panthers are going to take their time before they snap this one. No, they snap it early. And Carlos Parks is all alone in the corner of the end zone. They swung him out right before that play, and nobody took him. So with 43.9 seconds left in the first half, the Panthers go up 34-14 over the Woodruff Wolverines. And within the span of maybe 2 minutes, the momentum in this game has shifted completely in favor of the Panthers. Ricky Montalvo out to kick this extra point, and it's up and good. Panthers go back up by 21. And Ricky Montalvo set to kick this one deep. And this one is going into the end zone. I believe that's the 5th touchback for Ricky Montalvo to this point. He's had a great day kicking the ball, 5 for 5 on PATs, and no long kickoff returns either. Ball's going to come out to the 20, and Woodruff looking for an answer to Chapman's touchdown that came off of the Carson Tucker interception. And again, 43.9 seconds. It's not a ton of time to work with, but Woodruff does still have 2 timeouts. They can get this downfield and into the end zone if they manage the clock well, but everything's going to have to start with Carson Tucker. And I would really think this would be some kind of quick hitter, maybe a screen or a hitch, just to try to get his confidence back up after throwing that interception. The swing passes to Dendy have also worked quite well. And no, they're just going to hand it off to Shamir Dendy. Box was light. They had an opportunity, but Dendy fell over. That's going to come out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down, but the clock continues to roll. Woodruff doesn't look to be in too much of a hurry. And there's your quick screen. And, oh, the receiver's able to get out of bounds and pick up the first down. Gain of 10. Chapman's playing very soft, but Woodruff might have to pick up the pace a little bit here. Only 16.7 seconds left in this first half. Wolverines have 64 yards to go till pay dirt. Kicking game has struggled. So field goal may be out of the question. They try and run a shoulder fake on the screen, and the Panthers are ready for that one. Tucker just has to throw that one away. So now with 11.11 seconds left, you either have to start looking deep or maybe just look into kind of ending this half quietly with a handoff. Again, they do still have 2 timeouts. There are plenty of opportunities to go over the middle if they have a guy open, and yeah, they're just going to hand this one off. And unless Chapman takes a timeout, which they will not, that is how the first half will end. And a back and forth opening act, a lot of fun, a lot of points. Chapman jumped out to a 28-0 lead. Woodruff looked like they were going to be able to get back in it after 2 touchdown drives and 2 defensive stops, but then an interception by Woodruff quarterback Carson Tucker did away with the Wolverines' momentum. Chapman was able to score again, get it to 35-14, and now we have a bit of a change of pace. The Pride of Inman Marching Band is coming out onto the field for their first halftime performance of the season. We'll be back with you, and the clock in the stadium says 15 minutes. Usually it's a little bit longer than that, but we will be back with you soon. Till then, enjoy the show. I'm sure the band is going to do an excellent job. They always do.
Good Hands Player of the Week, selected by the Chapman High School Athletic Department, is presented by Blake Sterrett, Allstate. This award is achieved by showing outstanding effort, leadership, and moral fiber in both the classroom and in competition. This week's Good Hands athletes are from volleyball and girls soccer, Graham Vickers, and from football and track,
Okay, there we go. We got audio back. I don't know how long it was out. I'm sorry.
Congratulations to our athletes of the week.
Right in time for the band performance, though.
Tonight we welcome back Corey Gastineau to award him the 2019-2020 Blake Sterrett Athlete of the Year and winner of the 2020 Dave Morrissey Memorial Scholarship. Corey is competing in NCAA for Limestone University. Congratulations, and we look forward to a big future from you. Congratulations to Corey.
welcoming your 2020 Pride of Inman Chapman High School Band. The band director is Kevin Horton, assistant directors Jessica Walker and Nathaniel Earth. The color guard coordinator is Hannah Owenby. Percussion instructors are Adam Parker and Ebony Reddish. Marching technique instructor is Bethany Muriel. The student leaders of the Chapman Band, drum major Alex Horton, band captain Morgan West, woodwind captain Miley Atman, brass captain Jonathan Scoggins, percussion captain Lucas Storm, color guard captain Lydia Owenby, equipment coordinator Nathaniel Robinson, band secretary Brooklyn Hicks. The band will be performing the music from their halftime performance, Halftime Wars, featuring music from the movie Nightmare Before Christmas and Michael Jackson's Thriller. Please join me in welcoming the Chapman High School Band.
Acting down in telephone service, American Veterinary Division, B3 Plant Shop, Houston Center, DSM Ford, Bubba's Barbecue Bags, Hands on a Realtor, Sona, Construction His Own Club, Ultra Electric, Mexican Marine, James Kitchen, the Greater Eastern Taylor Tire, Lincoln Bryant, Animal Hospital, in the middle, Baptist Church, J. Davis Morris Scholarship, Richard Construction, Rick Bowen Baptist Church, Thomas Division, Entry Family District, Mill Creek Ward, St. Church, Panorama, Christmas Hill, Roadrunner Driving School, Billy Wright Animal Home, Transaction Home, Southern Welding, Southern Land Survey, Southern Bernard, Southern Smiles Orthodontics, Department Community College, Sports Medicine Institute, Carmack Cancer, State Farm Insurance, Studio 18 O'Neill, Bill Green Osborne, Wilson's Country Corner Store, and Jack, all corporate sponsors.
It's good to see you.
Spartanburg One is working to keep our community safe from the spread of COVID-19. Please help us comply with the South Carolina High School Week guidelines by wearing a face covering throughout the duration of tonight's game. We also ask that you practice social distancing by positioning yourself on the road bleachers with blocked seats. Please maintain a minimum of 6 feet between yourself and anyone not in your family unit. A reminder, at the conclusion of the game, no one will be allowed on the field due to high school league policies and protocols.
That microphone turned around. Yep, stadium clock has expired. Looks like we're going to have halftime warm-ups go on for a minute or so longer. Went back up on the roof for a little bit, checked in with the cameraman, had a great conversation with the man himself, Jason McCraw. He's been a driving force behind getting all this streaming set up. Huge shout out to him. He's been a great resource moving forward, and I'm really, really thankful for the opportunity we've gotten to be able to stream these District 1 athletic events. And they're going to add, looks like they added 3 more minutes onto the stadium clock. So, like I thought, about a 20-minute halftime break or so.
Scores from around the area. Last night, Cleveland beat the Emerald 32-26 in overtime. At half, United Kingdom won Plain State. Second quarter, Greenwood 7, Lawrence 0. Second quarter, Gorman 35, Riverside 6. Second quarter, Burns 21, Spartanburg 14. Half, Blacksburg, St. Joe's 14, Blacksburg 0. Second quarter, Daniel 35, Seneca 7. Halftime, Palmetto 30, Dallasville 14. Second quarter score, Greenville, Riverside 10. Halftime, Green 16, Clover 14. At half, Keston 20, Legion 0. Second quarter, GH 22, Anderson 0. Third quarter, Elijah Church 28, Final from last night, 38-43, Carolina 18. Half, Carolina 12, 3-8.
Alrighty, and the clock is about to expire. Second time. Chapman's getting situated on the sideline. Woodruff is heading back over there. And what is set to be, at least what I would imagine, is set to be an extremely contested third quarter as both teams vie for dominance and vie for some footing heading into the fourth. Again, for those of you just tuning in, things started out, as well as you could ever hope for them to start out for Chapman. They came out with a wide receiver pass from Walt Waddell to receiver Tim McClurkin on the opening play of the game. They scored within 20 seconds. And then things kept rolling from there. By the time they were about a third of the way through the second quarter, Chapman was up 28-0. And then Woodruff started to mount a bit of a comeback. They got the score down to 28-14 and were on a nice-looking drive with the ball, trying to go up 21, trying to cut the lead to 7. And after a defensive timeout and some adjustments from Chapman, Woodruff quarterback Carson Tucker threw a really bad interception that got returned all the way down to the 35-yard line. Walt Waddell got the Panthers down to the 4 not long after. And then running back Carlos Parks was able to take it in with about a minute left in the first half, and then Woodruff ran out the clock from there. That's how we got to 35-14. And as I mentioned earlier, Woodruff is receiving the second half kickoff because Chapman won the toss and elected to receive to start the game, which is what set up that double pass to McClurkin for the opening touchdown. But right here, I would look for Woodruff to either try and strike very early, very quickly, in the same way that Chapman did on their opening play of the first half, or I would look for them to start and try and mount just a really, really long, grind it out, and earn the yards type of drive. And yep, it looks like they've got 2 tight ends in, so they might be looking to do just that. And maybe they weren't supposed to have 2 tight ends out there. They've already called a timeout. Woodruff has 2 remaining. And it looks like Woodruff's got everything figured out now. Again, another 2 tight end set. So if they don't take a big shot here, this is probably going to be the beginning of them attempting to make more of an effort to establish the run game. Oh no, it's a double pass, and are they going to call that PI? And they will. Cameron Richards, the receiver, ran straight into number 13 for the Panthers, who just kind of stood there and made no effort to really cover Richards, and I think that's what the flag is for. So that is such an interesting play call. Not necessarily because it was a trick play and probably would have been a big completion to start the first half, start the third quarter, but because, it's just a mirrored version of the same play Chapman called to start the game. And it worked well for them, and I can't remember who said it, but someone said, if it can be done once, it can be done again. And the execution was there. Again, there was that. Oh, and they waved the pass interference flag off. They say the contact was incidental, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Woodruff, again, I think you could have had that call go either way, really. But they say that Richards ran into 13 by mistake. No harm, no foul. 2nd down and 10. And so now that 2 tight end set Woodruff came out in makes a little bit more sense. They were trying to draw the defense in towards the offensive box so they could isolate the receivers on the outside with a bit more efficiency. And again, it seemed to have worked reasonably well because Richards was open on that play to an extent, but Chapman was able to cover it. And I think they're trying to set up, it should be 2nd down right now. I think that's what they're trying to figure out. And yep, there we go. 2nd down and 10. Heard the whistles blow. 11:43 left to go in the third quarter. I had to see we got everything sorted out. Woodruff staying with that 2 tight end set. A little 12 personnel action, I suppose. Now, especially after that shot, I would not be surprised if this is a run. Because again, to my knowledge, Woodruff has not targeted their tight ends in the passing game once. And they only send out 2 receivers. They were all covered up, so Tucker's just going to have to take off. I think he got about 7 yards on that scramble.
Around the 28. Gonna bring up third and around 2.
And yeah, 3rd down and 3. So that could be why Woodruff hasn't targeted their tight ends any. They might not have been sending them out at all. Only 2 receivers were live on that play. Both tight ends stayed in to block, and even then protection broke down. The offensive line play has been lackluster for Woodruff so far. Definitely something to keep an eye on, and it breaks down again, but Shamir Dendy, the running back, is able to break free, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard. It did not look like he was able to make it to the line to gain, but again, I do think he got some positive yardage, and down 21 at the start of the 3rd quarter, even this deep in your own territory, I really don't think there's much of a question about whether or not you need to go for this. A quarterback sneak should suffice. It's going to be 4th down and inches, but we've got an injured player on the field. And it looks to be a Panther down. We'll work on getting you that number. And he's up and ready to go. That's number 19. Yep, had to double check the number. Number 19, Camden Gray. Up and walking off on his own power. Looks like he just got a little shaken up on that play. It's going to be a big loss for the Panthers defensively on this play, though, because again, if this is anything other than a quarterback sneak or just a straight run up the middle for Shamir Dendy, I would be very surprised. Woodruff really does not need to get any more complex than that. But they go with that same 12 personnel look, a receiver on either side, 2 tight ends. They're going to hand it off to Dendy, and he is able to pick up that 1st down. Just barely squeezes it out. Only got a yard on that play, but he only needed a few inches. So 1st down and 10. Good play call there for the Wolverines, and it keeps the drive going. A very risky 4th down given their position on the field, but again, that was a call they had to make, down 21 points in the 3rd quarter. And Chapman struggling to get a line defensively here. Okay, it looks like they got everything sorted out. And Tucker back to pass. He has to roll out. Protection breaks down. He makes it past the line of scrimmage. Made a lot of men miss en route to a 5-yard gain, and a dramatic 5-yard gain at that. Hello. And had an injury there, but again, it looks like he just got a little banged up. He's ready to go, walking off on his own power. It looks to be Levi Smith, the defensive end for the Panthers. They're going to call that scramble a gain of 6 for Carson Tucker. 2nd down and 4 coming up now for the Wolverines. The adjustment at halftime seems to have been made clear. Keep the tight ends in to block. Try and solidify this offensive line a bit more, because to this point it has struggled. And again, 44 is coming in totally unblocked, but that might have been intentional. had the defense looking one way and sent the running back Shamir Dendy out the other. Tucker was able to swing it out to him. No one was home, and he was able to cut it upfield for a nice gain of about 10 yards and a first down. So Woodruff looking a bit more West Coast style on this drive. Not looking for the home run quite yet, except for that opening play. Now they seem content just to kind of chip away at this Panthers defense, take what they're given, and start a methodical, time-consuming drive down the field. First and 10, Tucker looking. He looked for a screen, but the Panthers were able to blow that one up, and no one else was open. Rough and tumble start there. Tucker is sacked. The Panthers were ready for that screen pass. 2nd and 14. Tucker sacked for the umpteenth time, it seems like. He has been hit a lot this game. And the Wolverines coaching staff making a few adjustments at the line. Tight end flexes out. X receiver comes onto the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be a play-action pass. And did he drop that ball? No, he hung on to it. He was looking at the receiver. Looked like he dropped it there for a second. And I believe that might be the first catch by a tight end for Woodruff in this game. They finally targeted him. And after all that, we've got a flag. It was a play-action pass. Got those linebackers to cheat up, setting the tight end down the seam. It worked to perfection. Maybe not as big a gain as they thought it would be, but it worked nonetheless. Going to set up a 3rd down and 5, barring any sort of penalties. And it was a pair of offsetting personal fouls, so it'll remain 3rd down and 5. Wolverines able to overcome that sack on 1st down with a gain of 9 on 2nd. Oh, but this might be the loudest it's gotten so far. Woodruff has eaten 3.5 minutes off of this clock so far. If they pick up this 1st down, they can go even further towards keeping the ball out of Chapman's hands. And they're just going to look to swing this one out to Dendy. How far can he get? Not very! Knocked down right at the 50, well behind the line of scrimmage and even further behind the line to gain. Going to be 4th down and 8. And the Wolverines are bringing on their punting unit. I do think that's the right call. The Wolverines have struggled to this point to get chunk yardage on plays that were designed to get chunk yardage. All of their big plays at this point have really come off of short plays that players have broken tackles on or gotten away from contact and just kind of run up the sideline. So I think it's definitely the right decision to punt here, because even though they were kind of in no man's land, I don't know that they would have been able to pick up a 4th down and 8. Ball's going to roll to a stop around the 25-yard line. That's where Chapman will take over. 1st down and 10, and we saw Woodruff try to slow things down, and in response to that, I would honestly expect Chapman to start going even faster. 7 minutes and 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And it's a pop pass out to number 7, Tim McClurkin, and Woodruff was ready for that one. Did a good job of setting the edge early, forced McClurkin to cut inside where some safeties and linebackers were waiting on him. Only a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. And backfield is empty. Settles looking for a screen. Took a minute to set up, but it does get there. And it's going to be gain of around 8. Nice little play there. 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1, depending on the spot here. And they're calling that a 1st down. Great effort by the receiver to cut it upfield and fall forward. Give the Panthers a new set of downs. 1st and 10. split backfield for the first time this game, at least for the Panthers. Oh, and a nice little shades of Patrick Mahomes there. I think that was supposed to be some kind of read option. Not entirely sure what happened, but Settle had pressure in his face from the get-go and just kind of had to toss it over to his running back. Was able to pick up 5 yards on a broken play.
Then we have second and 5.
Second down and 5 for the Panthers now. Interesting to see that Chapman seems to be slowing things down a bit too. And got a handoff to Carlos Parks. And Woodruff was very, very ready for that one. He's going to be taken down well behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8.
On the stop, lost on the play, and take it back to the 35, bring up 3rd and 8.
And Settle looking to throw. Walt Waddell was there on the seam, and the pass was just too far to the right. Oh, and a missed opportunity there for the Panthers. Could have extended the drive, but instead they'll be forced to punt. 5.5 minutes left in a third quarter that has gone by very, very quickly compared to those opening 2. Ricky Montalvo is going to come out to punt. He has had some difficulty, not necessarily in getting the kicks away, but getting them away cleanly. Protection has been hard to come by in some instances. This will be his 4th punt. His 3rd one was fine. First 2 were a bit contested. And Chapman's going to take a timeout, perhaps to make sure they've got their blocking assignment straight. The last thing they need right now is Woodruff to block a punt and gain back some of that momentum. All right, it looks like they got everything sorted out. 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Ricky Montalvo back to punt. Honestly, a bit surprised that Woodruff's not in a more aggressive formation up front. A bit lax with their alignment, looking to set up a return more than a block. And they barely even rushed. Montalvo was able to get this one off cleanly. It's a high kick. Goes out to the Woodruff 34. That's where the Wolverines will be taking over.
At the 33-yard line, so they will bring first down.
First down and 10 again. I'm sounding a bit like a broken record, but I'm surprised that Woodruff didn't really even attempt to go after Montalvo that time. They were setting up a return, but Chapman's Gunners were able to get down there a bit faster, so really not much happened on that one. Field position is flipped. Woodruff's going to start at their own 33-yard line. Tucker rolling out to his left and passes high. 2 receivers had a chance at it, and neither one of them are able to come up with the completion. Second down and 10. Always difficult for, or more difficult, I should say, for quarterbacks to roll out to their left and throw when they're right-handed. Rolling out to the right is usually a bit easier, but really throwing on the move is just a difficult skill to master. Oh my! Oh, what a great play! That had to be something they looked at halftime. That is Gabriel Watson, the defensive tackle. The big man, 6'0", 280. Man, Woodruff was trying to run a tunnel screen, and I don't know if they telegraphed it or if they looked at that at halftime and knew they were going to try it at some point, but that was one of the best route jumps I've seen in a long time, and it was by the big man. Gabriel Watson setting the Panthers up on the 20-yard line. Wow. And now the Panthers running a total screen of their own, and this one works a lot better. It's to Carlos Parks, who makes some men miss and is tackled right between the hashes. It's not going to get him a first down, but they'll get close. 2nd and 4, it looks like. So a very, very defensively minded third quarter to this point after an offensive explosion to open the game. Split backfield again for Chapman. They're going to hand this one off to Parks. He's going to try to break it to the outside. Got a DB on his tail, and he's able to outrun him. He's shoved out of bounds at around the 3-yard line. Great job by Parks, keeping his feet churning and not giving up when he saw he had a man on him. Going to set up a first down and goal on what could have easily been a loss of yardage. Great job by Carlos Parks there. And Chapman looking to the sideline, taking a bit longer than usual. I think they might be the clock, there it goes, it's winding now. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They're going to motion the receiver off to the right side of the field. That's where Settle's going to roll. He's looking, and that one was almost intercepted. It was dropped. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn my microphone down. Wow, my voice is probably ear-splitting there for a while. I apologize for that. Got the levels under control now, though, but again, we saw another route get jumped. Pass kind of sailed on Settle a little bit. I don't think he was expecting that one to go as high as it did. And Woodruff was there and in position to make a play and just could not capitalize. Interception was dropped in the end zone. Incomplete pass to stop the clock. 4:06 left in the third.
Timeout, Chapman.
And Chapman calls a timeout, looking to cross all their T's and dot all their I's before this 2nd and goal play. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, the clock started to run for some reason when they called the timeout, so I'm sure we're about to get the announcement. Please reset the game clock to 4:05. All right, and it doesn't look like they're going to put that time back on the clock. Oh, no, there we go. At least 4 minutes. We're halfway there. 2nd down and goal for the Panthers.
2nd goal to the Panthers.
And it looks like we've got another very heavy set. Andrew Colasurdo in as the Wildcat quarterback. Just going to try and Cam Newton this one into the end zone, and I think he got down to the 1. Yep, 3rd down and goal. Good adjustment by Woodruff. Chapman ran that exact same play on their 2nd drive in the 1st quarter and used it to score there. Woodruff much more better aligned defensively, able to stop Colasurdo short of the goal line, but it looks like they're going to look to do the exact same thing. Yeah, hey, if at first you don't succeed, try again. He had to dive over the pile. Touchdown, Chapman! Panthers go up 41-14. Andrew Colasurdo, a linebacker by trade, checking all of his Cam Newton boxes. 2 rushing touchdowns, and he had to leap over the pile for that one. He's had a good game as well, as has the kicker, Ricky Montalvo, looking to go 6 for 6 on extra points. .327 left in the 3rd quarter. Kick is up, and it's good. Panthers regain their 28-point lead. First time they've led by that margin since about 1/3 of the way through the 2nd quarter. The Panthers special teams unit is out on the field ready for this kickoff. Ricky Montalvo ready to send this one away. You can hear the crowd getting into it a little bit. Another great kick from Montalvo sends that one into the end zone. Ball's going to come out to the 20. So, because of the rules set forth by the South Carolina High School League, we only have 12-minute quarters in varsity games, and likewise, that means there's 15 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in this one, period. A comeback isn't out of the question for Woodruff, but it's certainly a long shot. And if they're going to try to get back into this one, they need to score, of course, but they need to score quickly, too. Going to try to pitch this one out to Shamir Dendy. He gets about 6, but the clock will roll. Just under 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the third. I'm going to call that 2nd down and 4, a gain of 6 for Dendy. Carson Tucker corrals a high snap, swings this one out to Dendy, who was met well in the backfield. Man, he lost about 9 yards on that one. Great defensive play by the Panthers. It takes a 2nd and 4 to a 3rd and 3rd and 10, loss of 6. Woodruff just can't seem to catch a break today. Carson Tucker going to have to throw here. Got 2 safeties playing deep for Chapman. Well, not too deep, only within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. And Tucker looking to throw under a little bit of duress, and wow, what a dime! Oh, that is the best throw Carson Tucker's had all night. I mean, he put that in the breadbasket for number 2, Cameron Richards, just streaking down the sideline, beat his man. Awesome throw there by the Woodruff quarterback. Comes at a great time, too. Picks up a 1st down. And again, they're pressing Richards once more. I know exactly where I'm looking, or no, they're going to hand this one off. And they're able to pick up about 3 yards on the handoff. Again, with that press coverage to the outside against Richards, I'm honestly really surprised they didn't look for him again. Maybe they're trying to set it up for later. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7. And Chapman frantically trying to get substituted. Now they're looking deep for Zy Scott. Oh! He had to break inside to make sure the DBs didn't pick that one off. He had to kind of play DB himself and box everybody out a little bit, but in doing so, he went too far to the inside of the field. Pass was just to his left. Wasn't able to pull it in. He was open. He was right in the middle of one of those gray areas where the defense was trying to trade off between zones, I think. And Woodruff just not able to capitalize. Had the right play called. The execution just lacking just a hair. 3rd down and 7. Can Carson Tucker come up with another good completion here? He's looking for Richards, and that one is well out of bounds. That one got away from him. And 4th and 7, 1 minute and 9 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Even at mid. Oh, okay. In a surprising turn of events, they're going to punt this one. I really figured they'd go for it, even at midfield. very conservative decision by the Wolverines, down 28. Looks to be Tim McClurkland back to return. And Chapman doesn't rush too much. They try to set up the return. It's a wobbly kick and goes out of bounds around the 30 or the 35. It'll depend on the spot. 1st and 10 for Chapman. And
On the 25, for the Panther, first down.
ball is going to be spotted on the 25. So Woodruff able to flip field position a little bit. Net of 24 on that punt. Chapman's got to go 75 yards to get the touchdown. Okay, Woodruff playing cover 0, looking to blitz. This is an interesting move. If you want a deep shot, I think you've got it. They're going for the 6'5 receiver. Walt Waddell just out of reach. Oh, man, Chapman had the right play called there, too. 4 verts against press coverage with no safeties deep. Went for the 6'5 receiver, and he just could not bring it in again. Pass a little bit to the outside. He would have had to make a miraculous one-handed catch. Couldn't quite come up with it. 2nd down and 10. And again, more cover 0 from Woodruff. Surprising play calling here. Oh, and they run it, and they were ready for that one. He's taken down right around the line of scrimmage. Oh, and we got a flag. I think there was some late contact. And this will probably give Chapman a 1st down. And yep, they're moving it forward. I think that's a personal foul on the Wolverines. So what could have been a 3rd and 10 after a nice run that was stopped at the line of scrimmage turns into a free 1st down for the Panthers. Woodruff shooting themselves in the foot here. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. 2 receivers on either side for Settle. He's just going to hand it off. And trying to get the number there. That is number 6, Derek Miller. Able to get 6 yards on that play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 4 right on the 47-yard line. Clock is ticking. I think they're going to let the 3rd quarter run out here. They can get another play off if they want to, but yeah, there's not a lot of urgency for the Panthers. They're just looking to the sideline. I think they can see the victory flags in sight. Woodruff has 12 minutes to make a 28-point comeback with an offense that has sputtered. It's had its flashes, but the consistency, unfortunately, just has not been there for the Wolverines. Come back again. It's not unheard of, especially in the year 2020 where it seems like anything can happen, but Woodruff really going to have to put some magic together if they want to get back into this game.
Third quarter, Burns 28, Farmer 21. 3rd quarter, Norman 62, Riverside 18. In the 3rd, Jackson 26, Long Springs 8. In the 3rd, Jackson 27, Legion 16.
And thus begins the 4th quarter. Chapman up by 28 with a 2nd and 4 right around midfield. Oh, and they're looking deep! Oh, is that no? They had Tim McClurkin open down the sideline. Settle was able to put it right on him, but he had to make a diving catch and just couldn't come up with it. So what would have been about a 30 or 35-yard completion falls to the ground. It'll set up a 3rd and 4 on which Chapman will likely go with a somewhat more conservative play call. Derek Miller's in the backfield. Settle has 3 receivers to his left. He's looking for Miller, who is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by the safety from Woodruff there. Coming up to the line and tackling the running back behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to call that a loss of 2. So Woodruff starting the 4th quarter outright. Chapman going backwards on that drive. 11:30 and counting left. Woodruff will be getting the ball back. Will they have enough time? Montalvo with a little rugby style kick. Looked like he might try to throw that one there, and this one goes almost straight up. Might have netted 10 or 12 yards on that one. Yeah, that one went very, very high up in the air, but not very far out. And yeah, a net of 10 yards. They didn't even have to move the sticks. So a rough and tumble punt there for Chapman. Wood just got great field position to start out what could be their comeback effort. But above all else, that offensive line has got to hold up. They're not going to be able to mount a comeback if Carson Tucker is running for his life like he has been for 3 quarters. And they're calling a timeout. Chapman is. That was their last timeout of the half. So after a 3rd quarter that moved along very, very quickly, the 4th quarter going rather slowly. Only 62 seconds in game time have passed. And they're going to hand this one off to Shamir Dendy, who was stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He fought hard, got a little push from his offensive lineman, gained a yard and nothing more. They ran right into the mouth of that Chapman defense, trying to find something, and weren't able to come up with much. A 1-yard gain is going to set up 2nd down and 9 for the Wolverines. Pretty loose coverage for Chapman. Outside corners are 5 yards off the line, which is further off than they've been playing most of the game. They're going to blitz, and Woodruff's just going to kind of swing this out to the slot receiver. He'll gain 4 yards and set up a 3rd down and 5. Right call there. Safeties were playing really far off. There wasn't really anyone within 10 or 15 yards of that receiver. Chapman was just able to get to the ball very, very quickly. It stopped that play before it could really get started. And I'm going to say he fell forward a little bit. 3rd down and 4. And Tucker's going to roll out to his left, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. We've got a flag. We'll check the marker, and it's a hold against Woodruff. Chapman will decline that, and the Wolverines are going to be forced to punt. Unless they want to go for it. Big loss on that play.
Ball be spotted back at the 43-yard line. They're 4th and 12.
4th down and 12 is the call, and Woodruff is sending their punt team out onto the field. Okay, this ought to be fun. Walt Waddell, the 6'5" receiver, is back to receive this kick. Usually punt returners tend not to crack 5'10" or 5'11". They like having those shorter guys so they can kind of duck under the arms of defenders. You don't see tall guys that get a chance to return kicks very often. It should be a lot of fun. And it's a low kick, goes right to him. He's going to have a chance to return it, and he picks it up as it rolls. Great block, and Waddell's going down the sideline. And after all that, the high punt by Montalvo, the drive that stalls out for the Wolverines, and after all that, Chapman is moved back maybe 1 yard from their previous drive. Ball's going to be spotted at the 44. Nice return by Walt Waddell. First down and 10 for the Panthers. Drew Settle's still in the game at quarterback. Going to hand this one off to Carlos Parks, who was wrestled down behind the line. Going to be a 1-yard loss or so. And we've got a flag down on the field. And the flag is against Woodruff. Not sure what it was, but they're going to march this one up. Some kind of personal foul, it seems. Whatever it was, it's a 15-yard penalty and gives Chapman another free first down. Just under 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Panthers leading by 28. Again, more of this cover zero look. I mean, they're almost asking Chapman to go deep. If Settle can get some time to throw against what's probably going to be a heavy blitz, he might have a man deep. He's got time to throw. He's going deep and incomplete. Hit the back of the DB. He was going for Walt Waddell, just couldn't get enough gas on that ball. Good coverage there by the Wolverines. Going to be second down and 10. Right play there for Chapman. Just running forwards against that cover zero look again. Settle just not able to get enough gas on that ball to really capitalize on it. And we've got some discussion with the referees. Things starting to get a bit sloppy here at the tail end of this one. Really not sure what that was about. 8:35 left to go now. Second and 10 for the Panthers, and wow, I'm very surprised by the aggression that Woodruff is showing on defense here. They are not giving an inch. They are sending the house and really daring the Panthers to test out their secondary, and they're just going to hand this one off to Parks, who runs right into the blitz and around the offensive box en route to a first down. Gain of 12 on the play against a loaded box. Good job by Parks to break that one to the outside and take it up the sideline for a nice gain as we fall under 8 minutes to go in the fourth. And they're going to run that split backfield again. Derek Miller into the game now. And interesting to note that now that we've got some flags on the play, but I thought it was interesting that as soon as Chapman starts going to a more run-oriented look, the Wolverines back off. They'd been playing really up close to the line of scrimmage beforehand when the Panthers were looking to pass, and they come out in the run formation, and the Wolverines start playing for the pass. Interesting little wrinkle there. Maybe some reverse psychology or something. Second down and 15. Same formations for both teams. Settle with that early clap, trying to get the Wolverines to jump offside and make up for that 5-yard loss that came after the false start. They're going to hand this one off to Parks. A little bit of confusion in the backfield. Parks and Scott actually ran into each other, but the confusion seems to have paid off a little bit. He makes it back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to be third down and 10. And I think the Wolverines took a timeout there. And no, they're going to say he was short of the original line of scrimmage. This will be a third down and 12. So definitely a big play for the Wolverines. I think they're to the point where a comeback is probably out of reach, but it's not out of the question for them to get some more points on the board, and I imagine that's what they're trying to do here. And of course, scoring again is going to start with stopping Chapman on this 3rd and 12, and you got to think that we are under 7 minutes to go now. I can't imagine that Chapman's play call is going to be too aggressive here. So if Woodruff can get into the right alignment and right coverage, they should have a nice stop of stopping Chapman on this play. Third down and 12. Panthers need to make it out to around the 20 or so. I think the 19 is the official line to gain. Quarterback Drew Settle going to have 2 receivers on either side. No deep safety, and we've got flags. And the Wolverines jumped early. It's going to turn a 3rd and 12 into a 3rd and 7. Much more manageable for the Panthers. Doesn't look like they're going to be changing their play call, though. No, I haven't seen any new signals from the offense, and now they're changing a few things up. But still no deep safety for the Wolverines. Settle's looking deep. He's going over the middle. It's caught. I don't know if they're going to give him the touchdown. That was Carlos Parks. They're going to say he was down at the 1. Settle under a bit of duress. Really had to lay that one out there. And Parks dove for it. He's able to reel it in at the 1-yard line. And the Panthers finally able to make the Wolverines pay for playing so close to the line of scrimmage. And now Drew Settle, he was checking out of the game for a moment. They were bringing Andrew Colasurdo in, but they second-guessed it. Settle's going back out on the field. They're going to run just with their standard formation set, it looks like. Or actually, they're going to flex. They were going to send Carlos Parks out to the receiver for a moment, but now they're sending him to the sideline. Got a new running back in. See if I can get a number real quick. Number 28. There's no 28 on my roster, and they handed it off to him. He's not able to get much. Stuffed at the line. Don't think they're going to move him back any. 2nd down and goal from the 1. And Woodruff making a few substitutions defensively. Chapman looks to be keeping their personnel the same. Oh, nope, now they're bringing Carlos Parks back in. And they're going to put him at receiver. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. And Settle's going to look to throw. He's looking for Parks. Flags go down. I think Settle's arm might have been hit as he threw. That one looked very strange coming out of his hand. It didn't go very far. Just kind of fell to the ground. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal situation for the Panthers. 4:47 left to play in the 4th. Woodruff looking for a goal line stand. And Chapman is looking to really overload that left-hand side of the field. They've got 3 receivers over there. Walt Waddell and Carlos Parks are in the slot. And flags. I think that might be a delay of game on the offense, which they were looking to throw there. So getting a little bit of extra space to work with might actually help them out some, because now the receivers are going to have a little bit more room to run their routes. Will be 3rd down and goal from the 6 now. Again, looks like the Panthers are keeping that same play call. No, I'm not seeing any big-time signals or calls from the sideline. And he's still looking to throw. He's going for... He had Parks open in the flat. I don't know that he saw him, or he might have broken open after he threw the ball. He was going for Tim McClurklin, who was just unable to bring it in. Ball was a bit too far to the inside, and they're going to send out Ricky Montalvo to try and put the Panthers up by 31. A rare field goal attempt for Chapman. 4:41 left to play. It's a chip shot field goal. 23 yards, I believe. Kick is up, and it's good. Panthers extend their lead 45-14 now. 4:36 left in the game.
Panthers 45, Wolverines 14.
On what will more than likely be the second to last drive of the game, once Woodruff gets the ball back, I imagine that Woodruff will probably get this back. They'll either score, have a drive stall out on them again, and then at that point Chapman will probably kneel it down or run the clock out and call it a day on what has been a fantastic season opener for the Panthers. They had a little bit of adversity there in the second quarter. The Wolverines were really able to cut into the lead that Chapman built, had some momentum going, but then Wolverines quarterback Carson Tucker threw a really, really costly interception around the 35-yard line, and the Wolverines have not gotten much momentum since then. It has been all Panthers to this point. Montalvo remains on the field, going to try and put another kickoff into the end zone. He's done a good job of that so far. And it's got the distance. Oh no, it's just short of the goal line. Cameron Richards grabs this one. He's going to return it, and he doesn't get much further than he would have if he just let it bounce into the end zone. He might have gotten out to the 21 as opposed to the 20. First down and 10 for the Wolverines.
Ball there on 23-yard line, you Wolverines first down.
Four and a half minutes. And we've got a change at quarterback. Carson Tucker is out. Let me see if I can get a number. I believe that's a 4 on his jersey. Kavion Pulley in, and he hands it off to number 9. That's Demarion Elmore. Oh no, that was not. I'm really not sure who's in at quarterback. I think that's Demarion Elmore in at quarterback, actually. Or no, I'm not sure what's going on. Demarion Elmore got the handoff. Shamir Dendy is in at quarterback now, which is, I almost said that's interesting, but I shouldn't be surprised because he was throwing passes in warm-ups. They had him in that stock passing drill early. So the Wolverines looking for a little bit of a spark late, or maybe they're testing out their Wildcat packages for use later on in the season. No, they're going to throw it, and Dendy didn't get his feet set quite well enough. Pass is short of the intended receiver. Bring up second down and 10. Dendy remains in at quarterback. He's going to hand this one off to Elmore, who gets about 3 yards before he meets a wall of blue jerseys. Gain of 3. Yes, second down and third down and 7 coming up. And as we close in on the 3-minute mark, Woodruff just looking for really anything at this point. And, yep, Dendy, he was over near the sideline. He was getting the play in. He will remain in at quarterback. 3 receivers and a tight end in for him. And he's going to roll out to his left, try to throw this one. He had a man in the flat, but he just slung it too far toward the sideline. And they're unable to come up with the completion. And Woodruff will punt once more. 4th down and 7 with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. So Chapman is going to have a little bit more time than I anticipated to work with. Kind of in no man's land philosophy-wise. They have the opportunity to try and score again and extend this lead, or they can definitely just run out the clock. We'll have to see what they do. Kick is off. It's a nice little punt. And, oh! That was number 2. There's no number 2 on my roster, unfortunately, but he thought about catching that one, and then he didn't let it roll, and it cost him. Ball is going to be spotted at the 15-yard line. Worst field position for Chapman all game so far. So definitely a ways to go if they want to try and score on this final possession. We're below 2.5 minutes. And we've got a new quarterback in. I can't see the number. That's number 9. Looks like we've got all the second stringers in. Trying to run out the clock now. Alright, so the Panthers are able to pick up a first down. Clock is still rolling, but we got some whistles. Did Woodruff take a timeout? They did, with 1:57 left. Woodruff may be looking to put together one last defensive stand to hang their hat on the way home. We're below 2 minutes. Looks like everybody's got everything ready to go. Panthers second stringers back out onto the field. And Woodruff still having some trouble getting a line defensively. And it doesn't really matter. They're just going to hand this one off. Oh, and he's still going! Out past the sticks! And he gets out of bounds. We do have a flag down. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see if the referees wind the clock once this flag is declared. And Chapman's marching this one back. I think we've got a hold. And yeah, ball's going all the way back to the 30 now. We'll still be 1st and 10. 1:47 remaining. Haven't heard a whistle yet. And they will roll the clock. Three receivers to the right for the new quarterback. And they're just going to hand this one off to the left. Woodruff was ready for it, and he goes down after a gain of 1. And another flag! 79 seconds left, but it does not appear this game is going to end quietly. And it's another hold on Chapman. Perhaps some inexperience on this second string offensive line showing. 2 holding calls in a row, I believe. It's going to march the Panthers back 10 yards. They'll set up a second down and 18. Second and 15, it looks like. Hand this one off to the right this time. Woodruff, wow. did a great job of breaking some tackles there. Was able to get back to the original line of game. He was met around 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. He's going to set up 3rd down and 10. And Chapman's just winding the clock. They will have to run a play because there's a, yeah, we're under 10 seconds, but they've got 7 to get a play off. They'll probably just hand this off. And they do. Running backs met in the backfield, but it doesn't matter. That will do it. Chapman wins their season opener against Woodruff in convincing fashion, 45-14, your final from Inman. And this unpredictable 2020 season starting off pretty smoothly for the Panthers. Again, had a little bit of trouble there in the second quarter, but save for maybe 8 minutes in the middle of the game, it was all Panthers all the time. Great job by this new coaching staff and this new roster to really get their feet under them en route to an opening victory. And everybody's headed back to the locker room. No handshakes in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. And as they check out, I think we'll check out along with them. For our crew, Daniel Ruff and Jackson Ruff up on the roof, I am Luke Ruff. We'll see you next time. Everybody take care. Stay safe. Stay 6 feet apart. Wear your masks. And stay in touch.